series, we will discuss different topics associated with sports nutrition and weight management, but today in particular, we will discuss the topic proteins and its role during exercise. So, proteins are long chains of amino acids that forms a molecular chain. In this lecture, we will discuss or we will look at the different types of proteins and their functions along with how they can be classified into groups. The main function of all proteins is to build tissues in our body by binding cells together through its peptide bond. So, proteins have 4 levels where it can exist: primary, secondary, tertiary and quaternary structure. Primary structure refers to the order, sequence of amino acids, residues with a polypeptide backbone, while secondary structure involves hydrogen bonding between atoms which causes folding or bending such as alpha helix or beta strands formation. Then tertiary structure describes protein 3-dimensional shape, while quaternary structure pertains to the formation of complexes between 2 or more polypeptide chains. Now, let us see what are proteins basically. So, proteins are molecules made up of long chains of amino acids. There are about 20 different amino acids commonly found in plants and animal proteins. For adult, 9 of these must be provided in the dietary and are defined as essential or indispensable amino acids. They are isoleucine, leucine, lysine, methionine, and then phenylalanine, threonine, tryptophan, valine or histidine. So, in children, arginine or cysteine, glutamine, glycamine, histidine, proline and tyrosine are also considered as essential amino acid because children cannot make enough of these to meet their needs. These are referred to as conditionally essential because whether they are essential depends on age. So, apart from the essential amino acids, the other do not have to be provided by the diet as the body can make them itself. They are known as non-essential or dispensable amino acids. So, let us see the characteristics of protein. Proteins are made up of different types of amino acids linked together, forming a long chain with a complex structure. The sequence of the amino acids determines the shape of the protein and therefore the function. So, there are around 20 different types of amino acids of which 8 are essential or indispensable because of the body cannot manufacture them and must acquire them through food. The remaining 12 types of amino acids are those that the body can synthesize or manufacture from essential amino acids. So, some organs or tissues have higher protein content than others. However, the importance of the protein is not related to its concentration but to its function. Some of the most important proteins such as the enzymes and hormones are found in reduced proportions. Proteins are very specific in terms of the function they perform and must also be stable in the environment where they perform their activities. So, now we can see the classes of protein. There are 5 main classes of proteins which can be classified according to their function. The first one is enzyme. Enzyme proteins catalyze biomechanical reaction in the body, while some inhibitors stop these enzymes from working. The second one is structural protein, provides support for cells and tissues while also aiding in movement. Transport protein Third one is transport. Transport protein moves molecule across the cell's membrane such as ions, nutrients and waste products. Then regulatory proteins control cellular processes by turning genes on or off. Then hormones act as chemical messenger to communicate between cells. So protein transporters are specific, meaning they will only bind to specific substances. In other words, a protein transporter that moves glucose will not move cholesterol. So protein also have storage roles, that the ferritin is a storage protein that stores ions. Another storage protein is casein, which is a principal protein in milk that helps babies grow. Now we will see the importance of protein. So on an average, protein provides 17% of dietary energy in the UK and in the second most abundant component in the body after water. A large proportion of the protein in the body is present within muscle, 43% average, and with significance proportion being present in the skin, that is 15%, and blood, that is 16%. The main type of protein in the body are collagen, connective tissues, hemoglobin, that is red blood cells, myosin and actin, the muscle fibers. When protein is consumed, it is metabolized into amino acids, and the body contains a pool of amino acids which are used to synthesize any proteins which are needed. Proteins are constantly being built and degraded in a dynamic process known as protein turnover. So, a core component of muscle and bone tissue, building block for important cellular structure, necessarily for enzymatic activities, immunity, cell signaling and muscle contraction, involves in body tissue repair and growth. Dietary protein also provide an important source of nitrogen and energy, providing 4 calories per gram, and many protein rich foods are important source of micronutrients such as iron, zinc in meat and calcium, and iodine in dairy foods. So the first most important of protein is growth and maintenance. So protein is required for the growth and maintenance of tissues. Your body's protein needs are dependent upon your health and activity level. So your body needs protein for growth and maintenance of tissue, yet your body's protein are in a constant state of turnover. Under normal circumstances, your body breaks down the same amount of protein that it uses to build and repair tissues. Other times, it breaks down more protein than it can create, thus increasing your body's need. This typically happens in period of illness, during pregnancy and while breastfeeding. People recovering from an injury or surgery, older adults and athletes require more protein as well. The second one is causes biochemical reactions. So enzymes are proteins that allow key chemical reaction to take place within your body. So enzymes are proteins that aid the thousands of biochemical reactions that take place within and outside of the cell. The structure of enzymes allow them to combine with other molecules inside the cell called substrates, which catalyze reactions that are essential to your metabolism. Enzymes may also function outside the cells, such as digestive enzymes like lactase and saccharase, which helps digest sugar. Some enzymes require other molecules such as vitamins or minerals for a reaction to take place. Bodily functions that depends on enzymes include digestion, energy production, blood clotting, muscle contraction. Lack or improper function of these enzymes can result in diseases. So the third one is act as a messenger. Amino acid chains of various lengths form protein and peptides, which makes up several of your body's hormones and transmit information between your cells, tissues and organs. So some proteins are hormones, which are chemical messengers that aid communicating between your cells, tissues and organs. They are made and secreted by endocrine tissues or gland and then transported in other blood to their target tissues or organs, where they bind to protein receptors on the cell surface. Hormones can be grouped into three main categories: proteins and peptide. First, these are made up from chains of amino acids ranging from a few to several hundreds. Then steroids, these are made from the fat cholesterol. These sex hormones, testosterone, estrogen and steroids based. Then amines, these are made from the individual amino acids tryptophan or tyrosine, which help make hormones related to sleep and metabolism. Then protein and polypeptides make up most of your body's hormone. For example, include insulin, signals the uptake of glucose or sugar into the cell. Then glucagon signals the breakdown of storage glucose in the liver. Then human growth hormone stimulates the growth of various tissues including bone. Then antidiuretic hormones signals the kidney to reabsorb water. Then adrenocorticotrophin hormone stimulates the release of cortisol, a key factor in metabolism. The fourth one is provide structure. A class of proteins known as fibrous protein provide various parts of your body with structure, strength and elasticity. So some proteins are fibrous and provide cells and tissues with stiffness and rigidity. These proteins include keratin, collagen and elastin, which helps from the connective framework to certain structure in your body. Keratin is a structure protein that is found in your skin, hair and nails. Collagen is the most abundant protein in your body and a structural protein of your bones, tendons, ligaments and skin. Then elastin is several hundred times more flexible than collagen. Its high elasticity allows many tissues in your body to return to their original shape after stretching or contracting, such as your uterus, lungs and arteries. Then the fifth function is maintains proper pH. Protein act as a buffer system, helping your body maintains proper pH value of the blood and other bodily fluids. So protein plays a vital role in regulating the concentration of acid and bases in your body and other bodily fluids. The balance between acids and bases is measured using the pH scale. It ranges from 0 to 14 and 0 being the most acidic and 7 neutral and 14 the most alkaline. So example of pH value of common substances include pH 2 stomach acid, pH 4 tomato juice, pH 5 black coffee, pH 7 human blood, pH 10 milk or magnesia, or pH 12 soap or soapy water. Then a variety of buffering system allows your body fluids to maintain normal pH ranges. A constant pH is necessary, as even a slight range in pH can be harmful or potentially deadly. One way your body regulate pH is with protein. An example is hemoglobin, a protein that makes up the red blood cells. Hemoglobin binds small amount of acid, helping to maintain the normal pH value of your blood. The other buffer system in your body include phosphate and bicarbonate. Now, the sixth one is balances fluid. So, proteins in your blood maintains the fluid balance between your blood and the surrounding tissues. So, proteins regulate body process to maintain fluid balance. Albumin or globulin are protein in your blood that helps maintain your body's fluid balance by attracting and retaining water. If you don't eat enough protein, your level of albumin and globulin eventually decreases. Consequently, these proteins can no longer keep blood in your blood vessels, and the fluid is forced into the spaces between your cells. So, as the fluid continues to build up in the spaces between your cells, swelling of edema occurs, particularly in your stomach region. This is a form of severe protein malnutrition called kwashiorkor that develops when a person is consuming enough calories but do not consume enough protein. Kwashiorkor is rare in developed region of the world and occur more often in areas of starvation. Then the seventh one is bolsters immune health. So, proteins form antibodies to protect your body from foreign invaders such as disease causing bacteria and viruses. Protein help form immunoglobulins and antibodies to fight infection. Antibodies are proteins in your body, help protect your body from harmful invaders like bacteria and viruses. Now the last one is transports and stores nutrients. So some proteins transport nutrients throughout your entire body while others stores them. So transport protein carries substances throughout your bloodstream into cells, out of cells or within cells. So substances transported by these proteins include nutrients like vitamins or minerals, blood sugar, cholesterol or oxygen. For example, hemoglobin is a protein that carries oxygen from your lungs to your body tissue. Then the next one is provides energy. Protein can serve as a valuable energy source but only in situations of fasting, exhaustive exercises or inadequate calories intake. So protein can supply your body with energy. Protein contains 4 calories per gram, the same amount of energy that carbs provide. Fat supplies the most energy at 9 calories per gram. Now, role of protein during exercise. So, protein is responsible for rebuilding your muscle tissues after exercise and also plays a minor role in producing energy under more extreme training condition. The complete protein we consume, for example, meat, fish, dairy, eggs, etc., are made up of the same amino acids that make up your muscles. After we consume the protein, our body breaks it down to amino acids and incorporates them into your tissue as needed. Exercise causes muscles to demand more protein than under sedentary conditions, because exercise and especially unaccustomed exercises does structural damage to the tissue. The structural damage gives the body a reason to rebuild the tissue stronger and bigger so that they can handle the continuing challenges. Without protein, the body cannot perform this function, and therefore you must supply it through the diet if you want to recover and build properly. So exercise and athletes generally have a higher protein requirement than their sedentary counterparts. Additionally, proper timing of protein ingestion around the workout, 30 minutes before and immediately after, and spread evenly through the day can dramatically enhance exercise induced results. The Share Care Fitness application has the ideal athletic means individual for each person include proper protein requirements, meal timings and complete food plans. Simply fill in your personal statistics. Now below the proteins recommendation for exercises and athletes. So active recreational athletes minimum 1 gram per kilogram of the body weight. If it is adapted period, 1.2 to 1.8 grams per kilogram of daily. Then strength athletes of season bodybuilders minimum 1 grams per kg of body weight, and adapted period 1.6 to 2 grams of protein per kg. Then endurance athletes minimum 1.4 grams of protein per kilogram kg of body weight, and adaptation period 1.6 to 2 grams of kg per day. Now this macronutrient is made up of amino acids bound together by a peptide bond, similar to how glycogen is just a bunch of glucose molecule bound together. Protein has many roles in the body, including an important part of cell structure. To act as important enzymes or hormones, carry other molecules in the blood, as well as serve as a direct, indirect role in metabolism. At the chemical level, proteins are not that different from fats and carbohydrates. Like those sources of fuels, they have plenty of carbon and hydrogen molecule, but they have an added nitrogen group. Remove of nitrogen group, you have a molecule that look closer to carbohydrates and can be turned into fuel or used as an important metabolic intermediate in various metabolic pathways. Now, protein during exercise. While the data on protein directly improve performance is mixed, the data on protein during exercise improve performance in subsequent exercise is clearer. The addition of protein during exercise has an added benefit of creating a positive net protein, means more making new muscle proteins than breaking down proteins. Specifically, the ingestion or protein seems to selectively decrease protein degradation rather than enhancing protein synthesis. The positive protein balance is associated with improved performance the day following exhaustive exercises. Now we have come to conclusion. So protein are large complex molecules that play many critical roles in body. They do most of the work in cells and the require of structure, functions and regulation of the body tissues and organs. And not only can amino acids can be used for energy directly, but they can also be used to synthesize glucose through glucogenesis. Alternatively, a person is consuming a high protein diet and eating more calories than their body needs. the extra amino acids will be broken down and transformed it into fat. Unlike carbohydrates and fat, protein does not have a specialized storage system to be used as a larger number of energy. So, I hope you all understood about protein, its type, importance of protein in our body, sources of protein, and role of protein during and after exercise. That's all for today. See you next time with some interesting topic. Thank you.